Hello everybody, I am Dr. Mirza Atif Beg, working as a consultant orthopedic surgeon at Renova Hospitals, Langar House. I am going to discuss a very important topic, and that is vitamin D. Often it is found that vitamin D is usually neglected. People think that consuming calcium tablets is quite sufficient for strengthening their bones, but it isn't so. Vitamin D is a very important vitamin. Among all the vitamin D, certain vitamins are water soluble and few of them are fat soluble. So among them, vitamin D is fat soluble. Now, it is also referred to as sunshine vitamin. Why? Because the vitamin D is produced under your skin after exposure to sunlight. After exposure to sunlight, the cholesterol that is within the dermis layer of your skin is converted into vitamin D, and finally it is absorbed in your blood. So that's the reason it's called as fat soluble vitamin, and its consumption should always be taken along with the diet that is rich in fat. For example, like the fatty fish, egg yolk, and certain times it is found that certain vegetables like the mushrooms are also rich in vitamin D, but they have to be fortified with ultraviolet B radiations. Only then the vitamin D levels increase in the mushrooms. And certain other foods like the milk and certain cereals are fortified with vitamin D, and this is a good source for the people who are vegetarian for vitamin D consumption. Also, supplements are also important for people who are deficient in vitamin D. Now, coming to the functions of vitamin D, often it is thought that it is the bone that is only affected due to deficiency of vitamin. Of course, vitamins is required for strengthening the bones because the calcium is not absorbed unless and until there is sufficient vitamin D in your blood. But along with that, it is also found that it enhances the immunity. It enhances the immunity and prevents the infection and also the autoimmune diseases. Certain autoimmune diseases like rheumatoid arthritis, ankylosing spondylitis, psoriatic arthritis, these are the various diseases that is caused due to autoimmunity. This vitamin D is found with recent studies that the autoimmunity, the severity of the disease comes down after consumption of vitamin D. So see how vitamin D is very important. Along with that, most of the patients with depression are found to have low level of vitamin D. So vitamin D also helps in preventing the depression. Now, why vitamin D deficiency occurs? It is basically because of lack of sunlight or because of not consumption of the non-vegetarian food. But along with that, we have seen vitamin D is more common among Indians. It is because of the dark skin. Whenever the person has got a dark skin, the production of vitamin D is very less. It is because of excess production of melanin under your skin. So certain diseases like malabsorption diseases like tropical screw, celiac disease, and many other diseases prevent the absorption of vitamin D. So it is always better to take supplements along with the exposure to sunlight. Now, what are the symptoms that you find in vitamin D deficiency? It could be fatigue, bone pains, could be muscle weakness, frequent infections, mood changes like I told you, that is one of the cause for depression. And diseases are also found like rickets. In children, due to deficiency of vitamin D, you get the bowed legs or the knock knees. This is nothing but a presentation of rickets. And similarly in adults, they have a condition called as osteomalacia. Osteomalacia is same thing, the bone keeps on bending over a period of time. That is, in children it is called rickets, and in adults it is called as osteomalacia. And also along with that, because there is less absorption of calcium, so there will be an osteoporosis. And as I told you, certain autoimmune diseases are also frequently found with vitamin D deficiencies. And other neurological conditions like Alzheimer's, that is a disease usually found in elderly individuals where they keep on forgetting what they have done in the morning and they keep on forgetting their relatives. That is also called as Alzheimer's disease. It's also found due to vitamin D deficiency disorders. So there is another condition. What I've seen is that people keep on popping the vitamin D pills without informing the doctor, and they land up with certain condition called as vitamin D toxicity. What is exactly vitamin D toxicity? The daily recommended dose for vitamin D in case of an infant is around 2 to 400 international units, and in case of children it is between 600 to 800 international units, and adults it is up to 2000, but they can go up to 3500 or 4000 international units. But if it is consumed more than this required daily allowance, that is of 3 to 4000 in adults, they will land up with a condition called as vitamin D toxicity, where it is found the patients, they usually come with severe headache. They also come with certain conditions like infections, they come with confusions, they come with muscle pains. See the irony of vitamin D deficiency, see the irony here. There are certain conditions that cause vitamin D toxicity. it is mainly because of excess consumption of vitamin D. Why this happens is that because I have seen certain patients, they keep on taking vitamin injections weekly once, which is around 6 lakhs international unit. Due to this heavy dose, there is a vitamin D toxicity. And what exactly happens with vitamin D toxicity is confusions, is muscle pains, body pains, and certain patients, they land up with kidney problems like kidney disorders, kidney failures, and all those things. So it is always better to take vitamin D in the required dosage. The required dosage is like, for infants it is between 200 to 400 international units. For children it is between 600 to 800 international unit. For adult it is between 2000 to 4000 international unit. If you take vitamin D more than 10,000 international unit per day, then there is a chance that you can land up with vitamin D toxicity symptoms. So the takeaway, the take-home message is vitamin D is essential for the bone health, immunity, and overall well-being of a person, and a balanced intake through diet, sun, vegetable sources, that is mushrooms, fish, or oral supplement is very important, and avoid oral supplementation in excess quantity to avoid toxicity. So that's how I finish my topic for today.